The land of opportunity, beacon of democracy, the shining city on the hill, land of the free, home of the brave, the United States of America. As a son of the heartland, grandson of an Irish immigrant, those aren't just words. My family has lived the American dream. I had the great honor to serve in Congress, as governor, and as your vice president. And I'll always be proud of the progress we made together for a stronger, more prosperous America. But today, our country's in a lot of trouble. President Joe Biden and the radical left have weakened America at home and abroad. The American dream is being crushed under runaway inflation. Wages are dropping. Recession is looming. Our southern border is under siege, and the enemies of freedom are on the march around the world. And worse still, timeless American values are under assault as never before. We're better than this. We can turn this country around, but different times call for different leadership. Today, our party and our country need a leader that'll appeal, as Lincoln said, to the better angels of our nature. I have long believed, to whom much is given, much will be required. My family and I have been blessed beyond measure with opportunities to serve this nation, and it'd be easy to stay on the sidelines. But that's not how I was raised. That's why today, before God and my family, I'm announcing I'm running for President of the United States. We can bring this country back. We can defend our nation and secure our border. We can revive our economy and put our nation back on a path to a balanced budget, defend our liberties, and give America a new beginning for life. President Reagan described us as a shining city on the hill. And above all, he called on Americans to renew optimism and believe in themselves again, to believe in each other. Every time our nation has produced leadership that has called upon this country to do hard things, the American people have always risen to the challenge. And we will again. We just need government as good as our people to do it. I believe in the American people, and I have faith. God is not done with America yet. And together, we can bring this country back. And the best days for the greatest nation on earth are yet to come. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
Members were barricaded inside the House chamber. And in the middle of it all, you can see that the president has tweeted. 2:24 p.m., the president tweets, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done.
Didn't he tweet again right after that? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I could be wrong, but didn't he tweet again right after that telling people to chill out? But anyway.
It angered me. I turned to my daughter, who was standing nearby, and I said, it doesn't take courage to break the law. It takes courage to uphold the law. I mean, the president's words were reckless. It was clear he decided.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta call out BS when I see it or when I hear it. Did he really turn to his daughter? Like, you know, this all sounds good when these politicians and folks are explaining things. Oh, I turned to my daughter in that moment, and I said, it doesn't take courage. Like, did you really? Did you really? Because that wouldn't have been my first reaction. Oh, let me turn to my... It doesn't take... Like, what? What? Is anybody else buying that? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe my bias is coming out, you know, in that situation, and I'm just like BS. But I don't know. Y'all talk to me, please.
I mean, the president's words were reckless. It was clear he decided to be part of the problem.
Where was the president in all this?
David, I was at the Capitol. I wasn't at the White House.
And when you learned later that he was watching all this unfold on TV?
I can't account for what the president was doing that day. I was at a loading dock in the Capitol where a riot was taking place.
But why wasn't he making these calls?
That'd be a good question for him.
If Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for president in 2024, will you vote for him?
Well, there might be somebody else I'd prefer more. What I can tell you is I have every confidence that the Republican Party is going to sort out leadership. I'll keep you posted, okay?
I don't know about y'all, but did anybody else watch that campaign video and think to themselves, sounds prepackaged. Sounds like all these other, campaign videos we've always heard. Like, honestly and truthfully, this isn't even me being biased. Trump's videos have been the only ones that have actually stood out. Like, yes, he says some of the same stuff, but like it's different. It's not this plain Jane, oh yeah, we must stand up for America. We have some enemies abroad. We need to come together and, and fight against the enemies. That's just what we have to do. Like, set every person trying to run for president. Like, give me something exciting, please. Something different.
But today, our country's in a lot of trouble. President Joe Biden and the radical left have weakened America at home and abroad. The American dream is being crushed under runaway inflation. Wages are dropping.
Like, come on, man. And then, like, all of these campaign videos that are coming out from other folks are basically trying to copy Uncle Trump. Uncle Trump already released, I want to say, like 2 different videos that are similar to this. Those have been out. Oh, man. Goodness gracious, man. This is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. But I got another clip that I want to show you guys because this is just crazy to me. And it's funny how this guy is coming along thinking that we're just going to support him. and I say we because I've read through the comment section. I read through posts on social media. I don't see anyone coming out saying, oh yeah, I support Mike Pence. I have yet to see it. Not one time. Not once. I've seen people say that about Tim Scott. I've seen people say that about Vivek Ramaswamy. I've seen people say that about Ron DeSantis. Obviously, I've seen it about Donald Trump. I mean, that one's obvious. But I have yet to see anybody say, oh yeah, I support Mike Pence. I'm just saying. But check out this. 2024 Republican yes. This is NBC. Okay, I get it. All right, I get it. NBC. Yeah, you guys can see it at the bottom of the screen. Whatever. 2024 Republican presidential nomination: Donald Trump 43, Ron DeSantis 19, Mike Pence 3. Yeah. Wild. You got Tim Scott at 3, Ted Cruz 1, Nikki Haley 1, Rand Paul 1, Vivek Ramaswamy 1. Mike Pence sitting at a total of 3. Now, let's add this up real quick here. You got 19 for Ron DeSantis. You got 3 for Pence, 3 for Tim Scott. That's 25. All right? That's a quarter. Whole quarter. From that 25, you got 26, 27, 28, and 29. If you add up everyone under Donald Trump, that's if you add up the support for DeSantis, Pence, Scott, Cruz, Haley, Paul, and Ramaswamy, you have a whopping 29% with all of them. And I think I heard New Jersey's old governor, Christie, Chris Christie, I believe that's his name, announced that he was running. We'll slide him in at 1%. So you got a whopping 30% compared to 43. I just don't get it. I don't understand it, right? There's this, like some of you have said, because I've asked this question before, and some of you have said it's a money grab. Money. And also just positioning, right? Positioning themselves for 28, trying to boost themselves up in the political rankings or whatever. I think the problem with people trying to position themselves politically for 28 is that when Trump wins in 24, which I think there's a high likelihood of him doing so, based on all the polls, based on what I've been reading, what I've been seeing from actual people on social media, right? And I talked about this with Tim Pool. Well, not with Tim Pool, but in a video that we checked out of his, where YouTube allegedly changed the policy on, saying whether or not the election was, real or not. And Tim's theory is that Trump is going to win in 24, and Democrats are going to come out and say that it was stolen. And so YouTube is getting ahead of it, allegedly. I don't have any proof of this 100%. All right, let's throw that out there. But then he also said that it's possible that they want to change it to demoralize Republicans so that more people can just freely come out and say, oh yeah, blah, 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 stolen. And it demoralizes Republicans so they don't go out and vote. And that's one of the things that I've spoken about before. And like I said, anybody still claiming that in the comment section without true solutions and, actually planning on going to work at polling places and things of that nature, you're a Democrat. I'm convinced of it at this point, because all you're doing is demoralizing Republicans so that they don't go out and do their part. I'm not playing the games. I'm seeing straight through the BS. You're a Democrat operative. I'm convinced of that. Do I have any evidence of it? No, I don't have any proof. I'm just using, what I would consider common sense, right? Common sense tells me true Republicans aren't going to come out and continually say this kind of stuff, especially when the guy that they allegedly support is coming back and saying, yes, I am going to win this time, yada, 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 and he's still fighting. Like, why would you still be pushing that narrative when that only leads to a negative outcome? There's nothing positive that comes out of telling Republicans, oh yeah, it was stolen. There's nothing good that's going to come out of that, right? Like, if you want to offer up, some better ideas to make sure that nothing happens, like, hey, make sure you're working in these places, volunteer, whatever, take a friend. Cool, but just outright, I'm not buying it. You're a Democrat. You're a Democrat trying to pose as a Republican to demoralize Republicans. I'm convinced of that. But back to the conversation. I'm pretty sure after Trump is president in 24, we will never have a Republican like Mike Pence, like Ron DeSantis. Well, maybe one like Ron DeSantis, but a guy like Mike Pence, highly doubtful, right? The plain Jane, oh yeah, I'm going to say the right things, like the politician Republican. I don't think it's going to work anymore. At least not on the Republican side. I don't think it's going to work. I think you're going to have a Ron DeSantis type that's not Ron DeSantis. Because I think Ron DeSantis, has completely been done with at this point. Been done with. I've seen, like I said, no disrespect to folks in Florida, okay? You've got a great governor, okay? You got a good governor. But if you can't even keep your promise to Florida, for one, how could I expect you to keep your promise to Republicans or America in general? I can't. You couldn't even keep your promise to a state. Just saying. You can't even keep your loyalty to one individual that helped you in the position that you're in. Without Donald Trump, I think it's almost safe to say that we wouldn't have a Ron DeSantis. And you couldn't keep your loyalty. right? When you were supposed to be loyal to Florida at the same time, like you still wanted to not only basically stab Florida in the back, but also Uncle Trump. Can't support him. Can't do it. And then you have all of these questions about the Bushes and, you know, all of this other stuff, you know, supporting him. Why are they pushing him? Why is it this guy? Right? No. Too many questions. Too disloyal. Not happening. Even under his own post, people were like, nope, it's Trump. It's Trump. Like, even when your own supporters are saying this kind of stuff, I genuinely think it's over for Ron DeSantis. If I had to guess, who could possibly be Trump's vice off of this list, just this list, in 2028 president, I'm going with Tim. Right? I would say Vivek, but I mean with one, I mean I guess it's possible. That'd be my number two. But I'm going with Tim. One reason, obviously, because he's black, and you know, especially Democrats love color, right? Now, if we were talking some, I mean, even if I weren't even to mention that, I still think that he has the best shot out of all these guys, minus Trump, of course. But that's just my personal opinion. Y'all let me know how you feeling about it in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Do you guys support Mike Pence? Or is this another rhino in disguise? Let me know. Check out that video over there too. You might like it. Peace and love. I'm out.